Hello and thanks for joining me again for this week's edition of your Wheel and Anchor weekly newsletter. I've been getting a lot of emails of late, people really interested in all of the trips that we have been creating over the last few months for you for next year, for 2022. But it's been interesting and perhaps not surprising at all that a lot of you have said, well, we actually have to take the trip that we planned in 2020 or 2021 next year because, of course, a lot of us have had our travel plans postponed. Of course, at Wheel and Anchor, we've had to postpone all of our trips from last year and this year into 2022. And of course, that means that as much as we inspire you and entice you with all of these interesting new destinations, you can't do it because you've got other plans that you made from before. Completely understandable. And so it's kind of called us into action to say, well, perhaps it's time to start thinking about 2023 and beyond. And, you know, at some level, it seems like an awful long way off, another 2 years away. But I know that our travelers are anxious to make up for lost time. As a result, we're going to move forward our annual trip inspiration survey, and we're going to start to launch it by sometime in the middle of next month, mid-August, probably through to mid-September. And we're going to take a different approach to it this year, which I'll be pleased to let you in on when we get a little bit closer to the release date. But because we are a member-driven community and a lot of the trips that we offer are suggested by or are even requested by our members, we want to continue in that very same vein. So the trips that we're going to be featuring in the survey, a lot of them are come from our members, and so we want to give you the opportunity again to pass on your suggestions about what we should be putting out to the community. What kind of trips? What kind of destinations? What do you like? Do you like LiveAways? Do you like the longer stay type programs? Do you prefer the rail journeys that we talked about in a webinar series last year? What kind of trips would appeal to you the most? Because what appeals to you is probably going to appeal to many of the other members of our community, because let's face it, in the end of the day, we are like-minded travelers. A few of the things that I've got in store, ideas that I've come up with based on my own past travels, as well as hearing from members, are things like the Brahmaputra River in India. It's quite an exotic region, so we'll be featuring a trip to along the Brahmaputra and into Bhutan sometime in 2023. We've got a couple of new live-away programs that we're going to be offering. We're going to be going to Bali in the winter of 2023, probably around March. We're going to look at a live-away program that's going to hit the islands of Corsica and Sardinia in the Mediterranean. Again, a place that we kind of know where they are on the map. We never thought about going there, and there's some incredible scenery and culture in those countries. We're also going to be doing a small ship cruise in the Gulf of Oman. So we're going to be visiting this incredible country of Oman, both by small ship, by a yacht, as well as overland. And I know there's been interest in visiting parts of the Middle East, and Oman is certainly at the top of my own list. We're going to be doing a rail journey as well, the Orient Silk Road program by private train that's going to touch on some of the stand countries like Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. So that's also going to be on the agenda. But again, I look forward to hearing from you. What kind of places do you think we should put out to our members? And of course, the priority that we do them will be based on popularity. And that's how we're going to decide. So that's coming up in a few weeks' time. Look forward to that. In the meantime, please do, as always, pass along your comments, because they do mean a lot to us, and it means a lot to your fellow travelers as well, because as I say, wherever you probably want to go, there's probably somebody else that wants to go there too. Coming up this week, we have our webinar on part 2 of our France Kaleidoscope program. That's Lyon and the region of Burgundy in eastern France. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more about that trip, which is happening in October of next year, join us this coming Thursday, the 29th of July. And then 2 weeks after that, on the 12th of August, we'll be featuring our first in a while Africa program. It's going to be a safari by land and sea. We're going to be touring the beautiful country of South Africa, combined with the Seychelles Islands and archipelago in the Indian Ocean. A very unique combination. I'm excited to be bringing you that program on August the 12th. So stay tuned. Look forward to catching up with you again next week.